Peace and love spread throughout the ether. I love y'all. But it's time for some free game. When speaking about anything, I hope this is my first video that you see, but we have to first realize that we don't own words. Certain words we don't have the rights to. And I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say your mother named you Sean, right? And that was the first time anybody has ever heard the name Sean. And your mother put the meaning for that name as bright star. So your mother owns that name because she created the name and the definition. So from here on out, when you hear the word Sean, it means bright star. Now, somebody can't come along later on and say, hey, well, we found out that Sean means dark night. Your mother can then, who owns the name or the rights to your name, can sue anybody who says that your name is dark night or means dark night. Okay? Now, let's look at it in this sense. Instead of saying names, let's say a word like herpes. When the person created the word herpes, they put a definition on it. And it was an uncurable STD, whatever. I don't know the definition verbatim, but long story short, herpes by definition is uncurable. So therefore, nobody can go back and say that herpes is curable. Make sense? So we have to be mindful when you say things, because this is why they say that's not true. It's not true because by definition, it makes the word other than true. So from here on out, we have to realize that when we say things like you can cure herpes, well, by definition, herpes isn't curable. Make sense? So we have to change the name herpes because we don't own the rights to it. So we don't say herpes. I won't say herpes. I won't use their terminology. I'm going to call them worms, what they truly are. You have worms in you. You do not have, and I can't use their word, disease. Can't say that. But I can say this. You may have the root issue, the root issue of all your problems is worms. That is what I'm going to show y'all from here on out. This is what I'm going to be teaching you on top of other things. But main thing we got to understand is we don't own the rights to these words. Also, this is big because knowing what you're saying holds up in the court of law. So you think you're saying something by a certain definition, but legally that's not what it means. I'll give you one example of that. Or understand. When somebody in the court of law or the deputy of the court or somebody comes to you and says, do you understand me? And you say yes, you literally are not saying you comprehending what they're talking about or what they just verbally said to you. That's not what that definition means. Understand means you stand under everything that this person says, meaning they may have authority over you. So now, listen to this. Do you understand these rights? Not do you comprehend them. Do you put those rights over you? And the minute you say yes, they're gonna lock you up. One thing we gotta understand is definition. Get you a Black's dictionary, Black's Law dictionary. Start reading the original meaning for words, okay? For example, bad. Start there. Go look up the original definition for bad. Leave some comments down below and tell me what you think. Peace and love spread throughout the ether. I love all y'all. Let's get it.